Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
Welcome back, everybody. Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, 3GW in the building, here for the Royal Rumble 2022. Second pay-per-view of the year for once, not the first. I'm your host, Real Big E, co-host, Rob the Ambassador. How you feeling, man? Post-Rumble.
Well, I am feeling good. I've always said the Rumble is my favorite event. I look forward to this, man. And I thought it was a good show tonight. I thought it was a good show, and I'm ready to talk about it.
All right. Joined by host of the Countdown Podcast, MJ Book. Special guest, what's going on?
Good to be back, getting healthier, and hopefully soon I can start recording some Countdown episodes. But good to be here to talk some Royal Rumble.
Right on. And of course, the good brother, the inside man himself is here, giving us his insight on the Royal Rumble, on the road to WrestleMania. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. Ready to get into it. Happy to be back on the show.
All right. Well, I actually kind of thought about it before the show started. I should go back to my old school method of taking notes, throw it back a little bit. I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was just like, let me just kind of get back to the mode, because I don't know about y'all, but I do go back and listen to old shows. I do, just to kind of be nostalgic. And, I went back to my old technique of taking notes on the laptop here. And I watched the kickoff thinking they might throw a match on there. They didn't, but anybody else just watch for shits and giggles?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Rumble's my favorite event. So I was all about it. I watched the entire pre-show. I was, like you, surprised that we didn't at least get one match. Not disappointed, just surprised.
Yeah, I thought they would have done like Damian Priest versus somebody. I thought that would have been, you could have done that. I mean, you could have done anything really, but whatever. No need for a match. Show was long enough. I kind of wish I would have skipped it at this point. But getting to the card itself, kicked off surprisingly with Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And I think we all kind of looking forward to this, even myself. I'm known on here as a Seth hater. And I own it. I do. I own it. But I gotta say, his SmackDown promo yesterday was the best part of the show. It was totally entertaining, and ironically, he was wearing a purple suit, and he was kind of, I guess he's been doing it for a while, but he was really emulating the Joker in a purple suit. And I was like, okay, now you see, you trying to tug at my Batman strings, and you're doing this promo, and it's working. I'm like, stop it. You stop right now, sir.
Just come on over. Just come on over.
And then, Robert, we talk about this a lot because of All Out. MJF trolled Jericho with his entrance. I think Seth Rollins surpassed him tonight, because that was, I've never been so caught off guard. This dude came out not just in the Shield gear, but with the music, and did the whole entrance, walking down the aisle with the fans, and still doing his, Seth Rollins stuff. I thought that was great. I'm just say it now. I'm being objective tonight, but I'm also gonna be real. He stole the show. That stole the show.
What he does.
Then the match happened, and I'm really glad I took notes on this. So Seth, like I said, playing mind games with the Shield entrance. Rollins starts off the match on offense, hitting 2 suicide dives on Roman. Roman counters with the big, strong right hand. And then Roman Reigns takes a power bomb through the announce table, which I thought was a disqualification back in the day because it's considered a weapon, but I guess we don't do that no more. Followed up with a picture-perfect frog splash to the Tribal Chief. He still kicked out. Rollins hit a buckle bomb and a curve stomp. This is all like the first 3 minutes of the match, by the way. And I thought this was about to be a squash match because I don't know if y'all bit. I bit on the near fall. They got me. But he kicked out. Reigns fights back, hitting a power bomb of his own, and then he's gonna go for the spear, but Rollins kind of counters into a pedigree. The crowd pops huge for it. Near fall. Crowd is hanging on every move in this match as much as I am. This is awesome chance going. Roman finally does hit a spear, but Rollins laughs it off and wants a fist bump like the old Shield days. Roman locks in the guillotine submission, and Charles Robinson. I don't know if it's going to be up for debate or not, but when they do the whole dropping of the arm, he dropped that hand right on the rope, and Roman refused to let go, which resulted in a disqualification. Such a good match, and it ended like that, but I am still going to say 2 things. It was a superb match, and it was the best match of the night. Hands down. I hate that it ended the way it did, but it was still the best match of the night. And Seth Rollins, I've never said he couldn't wrestle. I never said he couldn't put on a show. It's the character that I'm trying to, get used to. And I guess you can only fight it for so long. But I do give it superb post-match. You got Roman attacking Rollins with the steel chair, acknowledging the end of the Shield. And I mean, he beat the shit out of Seth Rollins. I mean, he bent that chair over his back. And yep. Rob, what did you think of this opening match?
Well, I was surprised it opened the show, but it was a spectacular way to open the show. This was the match I was looking the most forward to, even though I love the Rumble matches. That's why I love the pay-per-view so much. I just love the whole concept of those matches. But putting Roman and Seth together, because I'm a Seth guy. I'm a Roman guy, but I'm also a Seth guy. I love this character he's got going on now. And I said it in the chat, and I feel you coming to the dark side a little bit. You're resisting, but you're coming. It's coming. The force is all that. Yeah. Okay. All right. But yeah, man, like you, I went superb on this match, and I did not like the ending. I wish we would have gotten a real conclusion. Yeah. I had predicted Seth to win, but I'm not mad that he didn't win. Like you, the whole thing on the rope. I mean, Charles Robinson he basically saved Seth. I mean, he took his arm and put his hand on the rope. That's what it looked. I don't know if he meant it to look like that. I doubt he did, but that's exactly what it looked like. That just brought the match down a little bit, but I so enjoyed everything else about the match. The entrance, Seth's entrance, I didn't see that coming. Bringing the Shield entrance back. Yeah. I mean, the match itself, the way it played out, and then post-match, Roman laying those chair shots in. I thought everything about the match was great except for the how it ended in the result, but still it got superb from me.
Okay, but
Let's talk about that entrance first. Definitely a shocker. Fits Seth Rollins to a T that he would do that. As far as Eric's comment about what MJF did, I think MJF's is still a little better because he did multiple Jericho characters. That I think beats it out. He did about 3 or 4, so that is a little bit better. The match going good, and everybody's already said it so far. That damn ending. So for me, I'm sorry.
Oh,
For
come
me,
on.
I did not like that ending.
Oh, wow.
I just didn't like the ending.
Mm.
I hate DQ endings. And when a belt is on the line, it just infuriates me more. Seth wins by disqualification.
So yes,
But-
let's
So
put
that's
that
the
out
thing.
there. We got
Seth
the
actually won.
prediction.
Seth
Got the
won
prediction.
by disqualification. So this is Roman's first loss in a while. But I think the ending could have gone a little better. I get why they did it. The whole Robinson thing also, that makes it kind of weird because he clearly just put his hand on the rope, looked like. I just did not like the way this was going. Had none of that stuff happened, I probably would have given this match pay-per-view worthy, but all that crap at the end happened. So I'm sorry, I got to be me and bullshit.
Right on.
Okay, I went high, pay-per-view worthy, low, superb. The match was fantastic. Now, when Roman came out first, I was really confused because the champ is supposed to come out second. So I'm like, why is he out first? Then I saw Seth doing the Shield entrance. I'm like, okay, well, that's brilliant, and that's why. You're right. Right. The match is great. Like you guys said, the ending. I don't want to see on a Big Four pay-per-view, and my favorite pay-per-view, along with Mr. Rob. I don't want to see a DQ finish. I predicted Seth to win. Later on, I see why they went the way they went, but I don't want to see a DQ finish. I just don't. Now in a major title match on a major pay-per-view, that's unacceptable for me. So I couldn't go instant classic or fully superb. So I went high pay-per-view worthy, very high pay-per-view worthy. Only reason it's not superb or instant classic is because of the finish.
I'm mad at all. Makes sense to me. But
the Roman Reigns entrance was 3 minutes and 18 seconds long.
but they did. You know how normally, at least I shouldn't say normally, and they started at the Rumble that Rob and I went to, with the long entrance and then the curves to the left. They didn't do that this time. It was just a straight entrance. Thank God, because it's too long, and that's the problem with doing the Rumble in these big stadiums. It's like, okay, well, Mania is supposed to get the big stadiums, not the Rumble, but okay, whatever. All right. After that, we had the women's Royal Rumble match, and as per usual, just like last year, feel free to jump in if you got some comments. I got all the entrants on this one. Got Sasha Banks at number 1 coming out. I don't know what this character is. I know she's big in anime and everything. And
it's the Powerpuff Girls.
As far as I'm concerned, she could have been dressed as anime and I wouldn't have known. So
it's the Powerpuff Girls.
I thought it was Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. It looked close to Sailor Moon.
It looked like Powerpuff Girls. It could have been either of them.
No, my wife said it was Sailor Moon.
Powerpuff Girls was three colors, and she was blue. Well, yes, it was, but it was close to Sailor Moon, like Blake said.
I have no idea what the hell any of y'all are
talking about. It's Japanese. They're Japanese anime shows.
There's the clip right there. All right. Number 2.
I don't.
Number 2 was the Melina, who we haven't seen in God knows how long, who was rumored to be back with the company years ago. Yeah. She gets eliminated, and you know what? It's all right, because let's
She
just
can
say
still do that entrance.
That's we're gonna leave it there.
That's all I needed to see.
Yeah. That's all.
Based off her pants, I'm shocked you didn't see anything else.
Number 3 was Tamina. Sasha hits a meteor on Tamina on the floor, and then we got Lord Jesus, Kelly coming out here.
Oh,
I'm tired of these anorexic diva era women coming out, and we got flooded with it tonight.
I didn't even recognize her.
Different to me, man.
That's what I just said.
She lost too much weight.
I didn't even recognize her.
Like, yeah. And that Hurricane Rana she went for, I mean, fuck was that?
She was never exactly known for her wrestling abilities.
After that, we had Aaliyah, then Liv Morgan, followed by Queen Zelina, who eliminated Sasha. Number 8, Bianca Belair. Number 9, Dana Brooke, who, I mean, her best assets is right here. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's why Vince won't fire her. Number 10, you got Michelle McCool. Number 11, Sonya Deville, who joins commentary first. And then number 12 was Natalya. Natalya eliminates her former partner Tamina. Number 13, hold on. Somebody call my mama.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that song.
First of all, that was Ernest the Cat Williams song.
It's been a lot of people's music.
Wasn't it also what Two Coach Scorpio or somebody else?
You mean Flash Funk?
Flash Funk. Yeah.
No, you did no, that wasn't his. He had, oh Flash, you are so funky. That's how the song started.
Oh shit. Okay. No wonder I forgot that.
In any event, we got Cameron, who I don't know how I feel about that, but
that's one of the funkettes.
Yeah, I know, and she gets eliminated by Sonya Deville, who gets mad because she used to tag with Naomi, who she's been feuding with the whole time, and Naomi comes out number 14. Ooh, surprise, surprise. But it would have been cooler if you would have had Cameron and Naomi in the ring at the same time. They're back-to-back entrants. Why not do that? Makes no sense. 15, Carmella. 16, Rhea Ripley. She eliminated both of the women's tag team champions. 17, you got Charlotte, who eliminated Aaliyah. Sonya, and I guess Sonya Deville got tossed out, and she helped eliminate Naomi. And then, Lord Jesus, never thought we'd hear this music ever again.
Don't.
Yeah, right to censor Ivory. She gets tossed out immediately, and I've never been so happy to see her go. Number 19, Brie Bella. 20, the Impact Women's Champion, Mickie James, in full championship mode. So I was glad to see that.
Huge pop.
She got a nice pop. Yeah.
She did.
Huge pop.
She did. Had huge her Impact pop. Music and everything. So I shout out to WWE for treating her with respect. 21, Alicia Fox. 22, Nikki ASH trying to attack Rhea Ripley from behind, unsuccessfully. 23, Summer Rae, who was in and out. 24, Nikki Bella, and Alicia Fox got eliminated. 25, Sarah Logan, in and out. And then Liv Morgan got eliminated she stayed in the match 37 minutes though, so good for her.
She did well.
26, Lita, always good to see her. She eliminated Mickie James, no shame in that. Number 27, when this happened, I thought about Book immediately. You got Molly Holly getting attacked by Nikki ASH and you know, immediately eliminated. Just like, okay, well, you came for a paycheck. And number 28. Let it be known. The baddest, the best woman on the planet. Rowdy. Ronda Rousey. Coming in number 28. Whooping ass. Taking names. All right. 29. You got Shotzi Blackheart. I'm still gonna call her Blackheart because that's just a cooler name than just Shotzi. And then number 30, you got Shayna Basler, which I thought made sense because you got her and Ronda. I thought they could have did more with her and Ronda besides just making googly eyes at each other. Obviously, everybody knows that they're friends, but they could have run roughshod and then maybe come down to. I think it would have been better if it would have came down to Shayna, Ronda, and Charlotte, and then you would have had some dissension between Shayna and Ronda. Maybe see those two go at it. I don't know. At the end of the day, it came down to Ronda and Charlotte, and like I said, Ronda wins. Going to WrestleMania. I'm gonna say this. My prediction came true. I'm very happy about it. Okay, but this match here, book, can you put it up? Was some bullshit. Okay, this match, this was one of the worst goddamn Royal Rumbles I've ever watched. Okay, this was fucking terrible. Let me tell you something. You didn't have not one single NXT 2.0 female wrestler, not a single fucking one of them. You didn't have, okay, if Bailey's not clear, fine. No Asuka. None of that. You brought back like 15 Diva era wrestlers to just get thrown out and nothing else. Of 30 women, you had 10 real female wrestlers. So there's 20 other contenders that is bullshit. So yes, this match is some bullshit. Blake, I dare you to try to find something good.
You know, I actually, so as I've said before, the Rumble is my favorite event of the year. So I was really excited to watch the Rumble. So I went TV quality. I think it's because of my excitement for the event itself. But once again, I'm looking around for Bayley. Don't see her. I'm looking around for Alexa Bliss. We're doing these stupid psychiatry segments on Raw. Where's Alexa Bliss? I want her in the ring. I'm looking high, low, front, back, left, right, and center for Asuka because I just know Asuka's coming back because I'm sick of Asuka not being on my television on Monday nights. I get no Asuka. I get no Raquel Gonzalez. I get no Mandy Rose, NXT champion. Why would you put Ivory in the Rumble but not Mandy Rose, NXT champion? Why would you put Summer Rae? You know, these other bums who come in here and they're there and they get eliminated within immediately 90 seconds. Immediately. You're just a warm body. So here, if Bayley's not clear, I get it. If Asuka's not clear, I get it. But these other women, you have NXT women who are ready to go, and you could have put them in there. I don't get it. So that bothered me. But I went TV quality. I might be being generous. Overall, I knew Ronda was coming back. I knew she was going to win it. I knew she was coming back. I'm like, if she's back, she's winning it. They're setting up the Mania feud between her and Beck. I mean, it only makes sense. So I really I'm proud of Liv Morgan. I will say that she had a good Rumble.
She did.
I knew they weren't going to let Bianca win two 2 Rumbles in a row.
She got to be.
Rhea Ripley should have been there. Who's that?
Bianca.
Who, Bianca?
Yeah, she got a pop.
Oh, absolutely. She gets a pop everywhere she goes.
Yep.
She keeps a pop. You know, I kind of want like a younger wrestler, star, superstar, whatever, to get, you know, elevated up a little higher. But when you bring in Ronda moves the needle. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know. I knew it was going to happen. I was a little disappointed, but overall the match, it did entertain me. It could have been better, but I'm going to go, like I said, TV quality.
Before you go, Book, I do want to say, I know I'm an advocate, and I still am, for younger talent getting and creating stars. I am.
Me too.
The thing about it is, though, the thing we've been talking about, like me and Rob say, we question, how the hell are you going to sell out AT&T Stadium 2 times, back-to-back nights? This is what you got to do. Unfortunately, that means the up-and-coming women had to fall on the sword. And I don't know how much money they threw at Ronda, but I'm sure it was a lot. But go ahead, Book.
I got my prediction right too. I also said Ronda was going to come back, and I said she was going to win. I'm pissed off I didn't see Bayley. That extremely pissed me off. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for the whole night.
Not even
was Bayley. I mean, just come on. I don't know. I guess she's still not cleared, whatever. Yeah. But damn it, Bayley, you got to come back. This, as far as this Rumble goes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This was a fucking F, man. I mean, this was just one of the worst Royal Rumbles I've ever fucking seen. This thing was terrible. I mean, there was
just
that
close.
I mean, this was.
If I hadn't got my prediction, if I hadn't got my prediction, it would have been an F.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I watched a Diva era match, but that's kind of what it felt like. Yes. It felt like a Diva era match. I'm sitting here looking, where's the butterfly belt? I mean, it should be here because half the ring has got a bunch of fucking divas in it. I'm glad Lita looked good. She did good in the ring, so I'm going to give her a prop. She did good in there. Ronda winning, here's the thing about Ronda, and maybe I'm the only one that's going to think this. I don't think she did good. She came in and she just did punches, knees, punches, knees, punches, knees, punches, knees, punches, knees, punches, knees.
I said
so
this. I did say this on the prediction show. I said, okay, yeah, you're in shape, but you're not in ring shape. And I said, if you come in late, if you come in number 30, you don't have to do too much. But you came in at number 28, that means you got to do a little bit.
It was too obvious. She was
gassed really quick.
Very quick. And a throw out of Charlotte. That's about all she did. So Ronda.
The Charlotte dump was good, but everything in between, that's why I said 30, because you don't have to do too much.
It should have been 30. But this Rumble was just, it was hard to get through it, to watch it. It was just a mess. It was just a bad car wreck. So this deserves a motherfucking F. It was just terrible.
Yeah, man. I was at TV quality for like the first 5 or 6 entrants, maybe even the first 10. But then, you know, look, Summer Rae coming in, Kelly, some of these ladies I knew were going to be in. And I said this on the prediction show. I thought they gave us way too many opponents in advance. You take away some of the element of surprise. So I'm like, obviously, look, man, I'm wearing the shirt. Okay. This is the lady I wanted to see tonight.
Right.
So
there you go.
So as we get going and I don't see her, I'm pissed off. And then also I mentioned Bayley. I wanted Bayley back. Now, maybe she's not cleared. I don't want her coming back too soon. I want her good to go when she gets back, but disappointed. Ronda coming back, I'm okay with that. I get it. I'm not going to crush her for her performance because she's been out of the ring a while. She's given birth to a baby. I thought, given all those facts, she still looks in shape. she's a premier athlete. By the time Mania comes around, I'm assuming she'll be
fine.
Yeah, she'll be at her best. It's hard to look good in a Rumble match. It's just kind of a big squall in there.
And that's the thing, because you have to stay busy while other people come out.
Right.
Right.
But the match was a complete plane crash. I mean, it was terrible, man. It was terrible. By the time I started at TV quality, by the time I was done, I was at some bullshit. No Asuka, no, because when we got to like Ronda came out at 28, so I'm like, damn, okay, so there's only 2 opponents left. And then and I can't remember who came out at 29, but it wasn't Asuka and it wasn't Bayley. I'm like, shit.
It was Shotzi.
It was Shotzi. Okay,
Shotzi.
so either maybe I'm still hoping maybe we get at least either one of them, Asuka or Bayley, something to save it. But no, we didn't get either one. And after that, I was like, okay, this is some bullshit here.
Yeah.
So that's my grade, some bullshit.
Like, okay, when you do a Royal Rumble, and the thing I've always gotten out of a Royal Rumble is you get people face to face that you never think you would get face to face, or it's been a while, that kind of thing. You had Sasha coming in number 1, and she was eliminated early. So you didn't get her early. You didn't get her in Charlotte face to face. You didn't get her in Rhea face to face. You didn't get her in Ronda face to face.
They focus on all the diva feuds from like 15 years ago.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it was ridiculous how many it was back to back to back to back divas. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is not 2006, 2005. We in 2022.
And then to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, Biggie, this would have been a way for me to kind of elevate Shayna a little bit because she could use it. You had Ronda in there, and you could have done something to kind of get Shayna kind of more involved and kind of elevate her a little bit. They just kind of let that go, didn't do anything with her, anything special. I felt like they could have done.
She started off good.
Yeah.
And then I liked the acknowledgement. Like, that's okay, they're being subtle, but I would have liked to see, I don't know, not dissension necessarily, but it's the Royal Rumble. We got the whole goal is to throw each other out. And just wasted opportunities, okay? And bad positioning. You don't put Sasha at number 1 and waste her, and you don't have no face-offs. To me, a Rumble is a chance to do fancy booking. Let's do these face-to-faces and see how the crowd reacts.
And Sasha would be the best person for that.
Right.
She would be the best person for that.
Right. And she got thrown out 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
He was going.
Yeah, if that.
All right. Well, we could go on and on about that, but we got
we don't need to.
We
move on from the shit.
Yeah, man. What the fuck? What?
I will say this about Ronda. Ronda she had her baby in September, and she's back in the end of January. So I give her a little bit of credit for that. And in September too. So I will give her credit. So is she in ring shape? Absolutely not.
No.
But to be in the ring performing, she's 4 months out of having birth. I will give her some credit for that. And I'm not a Ronda fan, but I can be objective and be fair.
Yeah, and let's remember that Ronda, she grew up doing judo and MMA. She just recently started wrestling. I mean, I think we got to cut her some slack for wrestling and MMA are completely different skill sets. I mean, there's some things that are relatable, but the skill sets really are different. So for her to be doing what she's doing, we got to give her some credit for that.
And in regular matches, not Royal Rumble, she never stunk up the joint. When she first came, I said
never.
When she first came, her promos weren't good, but her wrestling was there. Like in the Rumble, it's different because, like I said, you have to keep yourself busy while there's other people coming out, and and they keep putting the camera on her because she's Ronda.
That was the thing.
Stop doing that. Take the camera off of her.
I'm not worried about her. She'll get into shape. I'm just commenting on what she did in this match.
Right.
And in this match, she just wasn't that good. All I saw was the punch and knee. That's it.
Right. And that's fair. But we gotta, man.
Oh God, yeah. this. Are you already grabbing a shot? Taking a fireball shot.
Hey,
Taking a fireball shot.
I ain't mad about it.
Just
Ain't mad about it.
bullshit. Dewdrop versus Becky Lynch. All I got to say is the crowd didn't care, neither did I. She won with the manhandle slam off the top rope, and Becky Lynch is still the champion. Who fucking guessed that was gonna happen? GFY, go fuck yourself, WWE. How about that?
Straight and to the point.
Rob, go ahead.
All right, man, I'm going some bullshit on this one. I didn't care about this match from the very beginning. They could have done anything else besides put Dewdrop in this match against Becky. This is the Royal Rumble. This is one of the big four. And you had better opponents that you could have gotten in the ring with Becky. This was a waste of all of our time. And yeah, I'm definitely going some bullshit on this one.
Eric, if you're trying to clear it, just kind of click on stop video and then click it again. That'll straighten it out.
Oh shit, you and Blake switched places on my screen. I'm freaked out.
He was just fixing, he was out of focus. I do that all the time. That's a trick I learned.
Oh.
Am I next? Is that
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I like Becky Lynch. I like Dewdrop. I really do.
I do too.
I like
Me too.
her.
Me too.
For a big girl, she can amaze me with what she's able to do in that ring. This match.
Go on, Book.
God.
Come on, man.
Back to
What do you got
back
something for?
to I mean back to back, man. I mean, this Rumble for me has been really shit. I mean, first match, some bullshit. Women's Royal Rumble, a fucking F. Becky Lynch, Dewdrop, a fucking F. I mean, I'm like, Rob said it. This is one of the pay-per-views I look forward to all year. This is what I want to see is the Rumble. And this year, I had bad flashbacks to Diva era. And then you have this match that the crowd didn't care. I mean, I think I heard the vendor out in stadium saying popcorn. It was just that silent. I mean, I think I heard a couple of people fart in the front row. I mean, it was just that silent. Nobody cared. So, and you can't put Becky in there against Dewdrop because nobody in their right mind thinks she's going to win that match. This was just pointless. And again, I felt like I was going back again to the Diva era when you see just pointless women's matches. This was a bad night at this point, and I was almost at the point, and I can't drink alcohol, but damn it, I needed some. I need some right now, but I can't drink it. I can't drink it. I need some booze badly, man. This was rough. This was rough getting through this. This was a motherfucking F. At this point, this pay-per-view could go to fucking hell. I mean, this was just bad. This was just bad.
And I'm trying to hang in there. I'm like, it's a Royal Rumble. It'll get better.
I was having SummerSlam flashbacks.
Oof.
Oh man, yeah. All right. After that, we got the match that most of us.
Well, what did Blake?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Blake. I'll edit that out.
I mean, you didn't really need to go to me because you guys said it all. I mean, here I'll say this. I'll go low TV quality because they didn't do anything wrong in the match. They didn't do anything wrong in the match. It's just that no one cared.
Like you're being too nice. Come on, man.
You're being very nice, man.
I might be. I might be
very nice.
I might be being nice.
I wouldn't want to see
But the thing is, if you look at the match, and I watched it, they didn't do anything wrong in the match. There was no botches that I saw. Nothing. no one just cared.
Okay, but
Like, and
but were you entertained? Like if you would have paid a ticket and drove to St. Louis,
no, but that's why I'm going TV quality. Because if I would have watched on Raw, I would have been okay. But if I would have went to St. Louis, like I was planning to do, which was to go to St. Louis and watch this, I would have been disappointed. That's why I'm giving it TV quality, low TV quality. Was the match great? No. Was it really? Did any mistakes happen? No. I just no one. The whole feud is stupid. There's no reason. I don't know why they call this poor girl Dewdrop. That's just stupid in itself. There was just no one expected
the challenger Dewdrop.
But if you look at her,
just call her Piper Niven.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Call that girl Piper Niven. Like what the fuck? Like that's absurd. Why would you Dewdrop? That's like a bad joke. I don't know. Here, I give it low TV quality, equivalent to C-. Let's just move on for the sake of this show.
Hey, we have Madcap Moss. I mean, if you have Madcap Moss, you might as well have a Dewdrop.
Better than Dewdrop. All right. The match that most of us have been looking forward to for a number of years. We got the Beast versus the man of the Hurt Business, badass Bobby Lashley. Coming into this match, now it's a lot of hype. In the video package, I don't care what anybody thinks about the match. The video package was picture perfect. Going with the history of both men, they really similar backgrounds. Both collegiate wrestlers, both MMA, both WWE, both left and came back, and had a little rough time with Bobby at first, but he eventually got to where he needed to be. And I was looking forward to this. I'm gonna jump ahead and then go back. I got what I wanted. I liked that Bobby won. Bobby won the match. I like that. I like that Bobby Lashley won the match and is WWE champion again. We got a black WWE champion. A black, well-built, in shape, believable WWE champion. I like that. This match, however, was some bullshit, okay? Everything about this match was some fucking bullshit. It was slow to start. I did like, okay, let me take that back. I did like them trading moves. I like Lashley hitting suplexes on Brock because nobody's done that ever before. That was cool. I like, there was some points, Brock countering Lashley, Brock hitting those suplexes on Lashley was cool. I'll even say that Roman coming out and spearing Lesnar was cool because it added the intrigue, but for a second. And then it hit me when he reached out to Paul Heyman for the belt. And that's when I just thought about Rob the entire time, because of anybody else on this show, nobody has called it more times than him. So here you go, sir. You win. You won it. If there was ever a time to place a bet or play the lottery, it's right now, because you called it and it happened. We had not only Roman come out and interfere in the match, but you had Paul Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar. And I'm guessing they're gonna say it was all a ruse the whole time. Cause and I was somewhat tipped off that this was gonna happen. Because there was a thing that they were doing on SmackDown that I don't know if anybody picked up on. They were still wearing the t-shirts. The We the Ones t-shirts with Paul Heyman on the shirt. They were still wearing them, even after he fired Paul Heyman. So, I got the result that I would have wanted. I predicted a non-finish. I thought it was going to be screwy, but that ended up happening with Roman and Seth. And because Roman technically won and is still a champion, when you do this with him, it looks forced. And now it's like you're forcing another Brock and Roman WrestleMania match that yet again nobody's gonna want to see because it wasn't natural. When you did the thing at SummerSlam, it was natural because it was a shock. Brock came back, cool. But you're doing this thing, and we're gonna talk about more later. This feels so forced. It feels more forced than when Roman won the Royal Rumble back in 2015. So, with all the shenanigans, I didn't really get the Brock Lesnar Lashley match I wanted. I wanted this to be a train wreck. Hell, Bobby Lashley and Goldberg had a better match than this. This was fucking terrible. This was some bullshit. Blake, I think you're up.
Oh God, I don't want to get into some bullshit. I want these two to try to kill each other. I want these two to beat the piss out of each other, and I didn't get that.
No,
I didn't get that. And I never thought this match would happen. When I saw Bobby with Lana and Rusev, aka Miro, I'm like, we text like the Lesnar match will never happen, but we got here. And this wasn't it. This was not it. I'm gonna go some bullshit because I gotta keep it real. I wanted so much more out of this. Once the referee went down, I'm like, okay, it's so predictable. Like, here comes Roman, and there came Roman, and I could see the Paul Heyman thing coming. I wanted so much more. It breaks my heart. I got to go some bullshit. It should have been so much more. It should have been so much better. I think a lot of people were looking forward to this match. Look, I know you weren't, but I think the rest of us were looking forward to this match. And it just left a lot to be desired. I have no choice but to go some bullshit. I'm glad Bobby won. It should have been more.
I think even with Book not necessarily looking forward to it, we all kind of had expectations up here. So I think when you're not a fan of something, and Book, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you still see something, you can say, okay, well, other people want to see it. All right, well, let me at least if they put on a good match, I can say it was a good match, even though I didn't want to see it. They didn't even do that. So I don't have a leg to stand on. You fucking have fine. Go ahead. I can't argue with you this time.
I mean, y'all got the match you wanted. Y'all have been begging and pleading and to a point whining for this match.
Yeah.
You got your match, and that's what you got. So what do you think? Of course I'm going to give that a fucking F, because that's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was a shitty match. That's why I didn't want to see it, because I knew it'd be shit. And that's what it was. So I wanted to give it some bullshit, but then I thought about it and I'm like, this is what I expected it to be. A bad match. So I'm sorry, it's a fucking F. This was ridiculous. As soon as when the ref got hit the first time, I'm like, okay. Let's see if you're still around. And then he got hit again. I'm like, okay, Roman's going to come in.
Shenanigans.
Roman's going to come in. He's going to beat the hell out of Brock. This is where Paul's going to turn, and they're going to, as Eric said, force us to watch once again Brock and Roman, which I also don't want to see. This, Rob, I'm glad you and I did not decide to go to WrestleMania, because for God, this WrestleMania is, oh dear, this is shaping up to start to become a train wreck of a WrestleMania. This Royal Rumble has been the most disappointing, disgusting, most regretful Royal Rumble I've seen in a very long time.
Since about
this one.
And that was a bad one. But I haven't liked a single match yet. Not one. I mean, not one match. I haven't gone above bullshit.
Well, you didn't like. Oh, you did get the first one for some bullshit. Okay, all right.
I haven't gone above bullshit. I mean, this has been just a disappointing thing. And that match, you got what you wanted. This was the classic tale, all hype, no show. So I'm glad you got what you wanted.
Yeah, this match was like, and I'm probably dating myself with this reference, but this is like, you know, Christmas when I was a kid, and on my Christmas list I put down, I want one of them big fancy electric race car tracks where, you know, you push the buttons and the cars just zoom around the track.
Yeah. I had one. You ain't dating yourself. I had one.
Cool. Then, you know, I go to open the presents and I get Hot Wheels, no electricity, just the fucking tracks you stick together. And
Hot Wheels.
I like Hot Wheels too, but not when I wanted an electric race car set.
Right, when they move themselves.
Yeah.
I got it. I had one of those too. Knight Rider.
Yeah. So I've been waiting for this match. Looking forward to it. Brock.
Wah.
Finally, yeah, and exactly. That's what the match ended up being.
Who knew?
Look, these are guys both with collegiate wrestling backgrounds, both with mixed martial arts background. We didn't see none of that.
No.
Okay, we saw some suplexes, right? We saw typical big guy moves you see in professional wrestling, but I thought this is a chance for these guys to really show their shit. Incorporate some of that collegiate wrestling, incorporate some of that mixed martial arts, make it an intriguing match. None of that. It was terrible. The only good thing about it was the result. Now, I can't take too much credit, Big E, because even though I mentioned that I thought Paul could turn on Brock, I predicted Brock to win. I predicted Roman to lose. I got my predictions mixed up. I thought Roman was going to lose and Brock was going to win. But I did say that if Brock did lose, I said the only way I could see Brock losing is if Heyman did turn on him, and that's what happened. But this match was some bullshit. One of the biggest disappointments I've had in a match. Looking so forward to it. I think these two, and you know, look, Book, I know you're gloating saying you were right, and tonight you were, but I do think these guys are capable of better, but they just gave us some bullshit tonight. They can do better, but they just gave us this crap. Now, as far as the main event at Mania, I'm disappointed too, because I do not want to see Brock versus Roman again. It's tired, it's old. We've seen it too many times. My hope, the only thing to me that can save it is if somehow, some way, Rollins can work his way and it can be a three-way. That way this could take us back to WrestleMania 32, right? Mm-hmm. When Rollins did that shocking cash in, but we never really saw a real match between the three of them. We just saw him basically try to pin Brock, and it didn't work out, so he pinned Roman. Yeah. But a three-way between these three, I would buy that. Yeah. But if you're going to give me Roman versus Brock again, I have no interest in that match at all. Even though Roman is a heel now, his character is different. The opponents are still the same. And
well, they had Brock as a heel tonight because Lashley came out as a babyface.
Oh yeah, he was high-fiving fans.
Yeah,
he was baby-facing all night.
And Bobby was getting cheered.
Yeah, but this match was a complete wreck, some bullshit, and they've got to fix the main event at Mania. It cannot be Brock versus Roman. I'm not buying that shit. Not again.
You ever watch little kids throw paint at a board? That's what this looked like. It looked like Vince and everybody was sitting around. They didn't know what the fuck to do with this match.
So beautiful.
We can do this, we can do that.
Beautiful. This is beautiful. Hey, hearing you all hating the match. Oh, it's so beautiful.
But but we keep it real. You'll try, even if a match sucked, you'll try and sell it. If it's somebody you like, you'll try to sell it as a good match.
I kept it real. I kept it real. I said the match would stink.
No,
it
did.
This time. But there are times where you
It
pick
stuck.
a favorite and you'll say, "Well, I can't give this person an F because this is my person."
Right,
It
right.
was a stink
But I'm a
fest.
Right.
fan of both men, and I say this match sucked.
And I'm a
Okay.
fan of both guys, and I say it sucks.
Me too.
I'm
We're
a-
real.
I'm
I'm not showing no
Hey.
favoritism. I'm not showing
I'm
any
not showing
favoritism.
favoritism.
I'm telling you what my true thoughts on the match are, and it was some bullshit.
All I'm saying
I'm a
is,
I'm a
I
fan
never
of
thought I
Becky
would see
Lynch.
the day where, and you can say what you want. Y'all been hating on the man for the longest time, but the second Goldberg match was better than this.
Hey,
No, it was though. It really was.
It
really
was. It was.
It was.
Not even close. All right. Let's we could talk about this. I hate that this match was bad, but it was. And unfortunately, it just doesn't get better. Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. I was not looking forward to this match at all on Raw. They have not been given not been given Miz and Maurice any kind of platitude to look as a formidable force against the Hall of Famers, Edge and Beth Phoenix. And like seriously, Beth Phoenix, one of the strongest women compared to China. She was compared to China. The only other woman, no, I should take that back. One of the three women to compete in the men's Royal Rumble. It was her, Nia, and China. That's it. And you got Edge. I mean, we can go all day talking about Edge. Did anybody think that this was gonna go any other way than what it did? I mean, I felt like Edge gave too much. This should have been a squash. Beth Phoenix could have squashed Maurice from the jump. But I will say this. Maurice didn't look as bad as I thought she was going to look. She actually
She did a nice Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, that
Very
Hurricane Rana
nice.
was nice.
Very nice.
It was nice. Some of her other moves looked clean. I'll give her that. She didn't look out of shape. Her character is there. If she wants to be a valet for the Miz, she's got it down. She can do a little interaction. She's got that. But carrying a match, no. And I thought I got scared for a second. I thought they were going to give them the nod, but they didn't. Okay. In any event, I'm getting long-winded because this match was some bullshit. And that's what I got. Edge and Beth win with the double. What's her move?
Glam slam.
Glam slam. 2 glam slams, and yeah, that's what Edge beat Miz with. Congratulations. How the mighty have fallen. Go ahead, Rob. I'm done.
Okay, well, look, I'm gonna get crushed for this. I'm gonna go barely TV quality, and here's why. My expectations for this match, my expectations were so low, but it exceeded those expectations. We talked about Maurice and her performance tonight. It wasn't spectacular, but I thought it would be terrible. I'm not gonna go GFY or some bullshit on it. I'm gonna say barely TV quality, but I'm gonna say something else, man. The Miz is a Hall of Famer. I got respect for what he's done in his career, but at this point in his career, the Miz is a fucking joke. He's a waste of space. They've made him basically a jobber for everybody from Bad Bunny to now tonight, the Edge and Glamazon to fucking Damian Priest and Zombies. He's a joke. And it's sad to watch. It's sad to watch. I'm not the hugest Miz fan, but he deserves better than this. Whenever you see the Miz in a big high-profile match, you know he's going to lose. No matter who the opponent is, he is going to lose. That is his role right now, and it's terrible. It's a waste of all of our time, but especially his. He's a joke.
Very book. Just put it up, man. I know you want to.
Come on, man.
Wait, I take that back. You don't want to, but you're going to. You're going to. Just put it up. Come on. We ain't gotta waste no time.
Why don't you just leave it up?
Okay, let me go in order here. I predicted Miz and them winning it, knowing they wouldn't. Just because I'm like, that? I felt that. Damn it! You gotta give Miz something.
No, you don't.
Because
you don't.
Because he's such a jobber now in an era where jobbers shouldn't exist anymore, and he's the only jobber in wrestling. And when I say that, I mean every organization that exists, including indies. He is the only jobber, and it breaks my friggin' heart because I'm a Miz fan. The match, I'll give credit to Maurice. She looked better than I thought she would because of that. Hurricane Rana was perfect. She nailed it. I'll give her that prop. But this match can only be one fucking thing.
You take for time. Just get to
for
it.
the fourth,
you to put it up first.
For the fourth time in a row for this pay-per-view. Say it with me. Say it loud and proud.
I have to go
this
to work. No more shots.
Was a disastrous, flaming, disgraceful, insulting, waste of space and time and oxygen fucking F. I'm done with this pay-per-view at this point. I'm just done.
Oh,
I was done. I couldn't go on anymore. I was dying. I couldn't go on. I was like, this is it. I've had it. And I actually turned it off for a couple of minutes just to clean my eyes from all the shit I have been watching all damn night.
But you had more shit to come.
But I had another match to go. Rob, what you said is cruel, but it is not wrong. And it breaks my friggin' heart. This sucked. Fucking F. 4 in a row. Congratulations. I don't think I've ever done that.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump through this camera, Blake.
I never thought I would do this to an Adam Copeland match, but this was Neff. This was bad. No one cared about the build to this match. No one cared. Here, Miz is a jobber now. He's not the only one, though, book. Ricochet is a jobber. You got some other guys out there that are pure jobbers.
He's not a clown. Ricochet wasn't involved with zombies.
When's the last time Ricochet won a match?
I think he's got
When's the last time Ricochet?
Blake. I think he's got you beat.
He's not a clown.
Zombies.
He's not a clown.
Okay, the zombies were horrible. I watched that pay-per-view. I'm not disputing that. Here's what I'm saying. Back on top, back to this match. This was trash. I don't like these mixed match challenge matches. I don't like the intergender. I don't like any of this. This sucks. I'm happy Beth Phoenix is back to. The only bright spot was Maurice not being as bad as we thought she was going to be, aka Maurice, as the doc would say.
Oh no!
But but that's the only bright. This match wasn't good. No one wanted it on the card. When I realized it was coming next, I got disappointed, and I stayed disappointed watching the match. This was a waste of time. It went too long. It was stupid. It was sloppy. It was a mess. It was an F. And I never thought I'd give an Edge match an F. But what am I supposed to do? This is trash. I'll never watch it again.
It's not an Edge match. This was a clown match. It's not
Edge
an
was
Edge
in
match.
Edge was in it.
He's in it, but this is a clown match. I'm not going to blame on anything for Edge.
I'm just saying Edge and 3 other people in the match, and the match was a complete fail. I'll never watch this match again.
No. All right. Before we get to the last match, we gotta talk about something I'm glad they did do, which perked me up a little bit. They acknowledged a Army veteran, Medal of Honor recipient, Captain Flo Groberg, which I don't know how you name your son Flo, but whatever. True American hero, as the veteran of the panel. Myself, I wore that same uniform that he did, that they showed in the video. And when you keep this short, when you're over there and all you see is, and all you care about is that person that's wearing the same uniform you are. You don't know them from a can of paint, but at the end of the day, you know that they're wearing that uniform, and Blake can relate, that they're wearing that uniform. They're gonna do the right thing when it comes down to you. Can not even like the person. At the end of the day, it's you and me against them. Period.
Yep.
So, and his sacrifice. I know what it's like to lose people that you saw every day. Blake knows what I'm talking about too. It's hard. It's rough. And the one thing WWE does do well is they acknowledge the men and women of the armed forces, and there's nothing negative I can say about that. And I always say that yes, it's important to acknowledge the men and women of armed forces, but it's also important to acknowledge the police, because even though right now there's a divide in the country as far regarding the police, I have a lot of friends that are the police, Mr. Inside Man. So I just want to put that out there. WWE put it out there. We need the police. We do. We need the military. We do. And it's people like this that can look beyond themselves and look and go above and beyond to make the sacrifice. And sometimes you have to make the ultimate sacrifice. Or worse, to me, is seeing other people make the ultimate sacrifice. But I'm glad they acknowledged Flo and got the man front row seats, and he got to enjoy WWE. Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful.
Well, I will quickly jump in and say I so appreciate all of those who serve in the military and also our police force. Now, we've heard some terrible, sad stories, and those stories need to be told. But like you said, we need our police, we need our military. I stood up right here in my living room. I'm watching by myself. I stood up, I clapped because I'm so appreciative. I have relatives, family who have served. Mike's father, the greatest man, with all due respect to my father, the greatest living man in the world to me, my Uncle Michael, served in Vietnam. And I just have all the utmost respect for him, for you, Blake, for what you gentlemen do. I just appreciate you. And that was, look, we've talked about this pay-per-view. That was by far, to me, the most meaningful, best moment of the night. By far. Even if this were the greatest pay-per-view in the world, it still would have been, because it's so important. But given what we watched, it made it that much more meaningful.
Yeah, definitely props to this. Was definitely, if this, I almost want to say it was the match of the night, just because how bad the night was. This was this was the best thing that happened all night at this point. Definitely props to all the men and women who wear the uniform, military. So props to you, Eric. Props to you, Blake. Police, definitely props to them. I'm also going to include the firefighters, because they do the same thing. They risk their lives, jumping into those fires. They don't know if they're going to come out, and they've had to witness also people die right in front of them. Big time props to all the men and women who wear the uniforms. This was a good moment. It's one of the very, very few things WWE never gets wrong. They always nail these things. So props to them for that. And props to all the men and women wearing all the uniforms.
All right. there's a running joke between police and firemen. They make fun of us, we make fun of them. But I mean, especially now with COVID, the firemen and paramedics, they go right into your house, whether you're sick with COVID or whether you got, whatever. Shout out to the firemen too, like you said, Book. They really, go above and beyond when they're not busy sleeping. But yeah, thank you, Eric. And WWE does nail it. They do 100% of the time. I think that is directly from Vince being who and what he is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing they never gotten wrong. Tribute to the troops. They've gone to the war zones. I mean, they've done it. That's one thing they could always stand on and say, we've always done for the troops. Always.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is usually the like Blake and Rob said, some people, this is the most the match they look forward to the most all year. Because the Royal Rumble. You see people, you get the interactions. Like I said, with any Royal Rumble, you get those face-to-face interactions matches that you never thought possible. And then you see that person face-to-face, you go, oh, I do want to see that. I'm not sure that was the case tonight because I heard AJ Styles' name thrown out a lot, and even leading up to the show, during the show, his name was getting thrown out even more as the number one winner, person who had the biggest chance to win. And he came out number one. The person that came out number one last year won the match. So I knew they weren't going to do that back to back. So I was just waiting for him to get eliminated the whole time. Unfortunately, this Royal Rumble was so bad. So bad.
Yep.
That I dozed off.
Oh shit.
Damn. Oh.
I did come back and I finished it. I came back around, by the time I woke up, it was Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin running roughshod. And
a terrible point to wake up.
I was just thinking that, man.
What a terrible point to wake up. That sounds like a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
I missed so many people coming out, but the people that I did see, I'll just rattle them off. I got AJ number one, him and Shinsuke started the match, Austin Theory number 3, and Bobby Roode. Poor Bobby Roode, man. In and out like nothing. Treated like trash.
Yes,
it's a theme for the night.
Ridge Holland, Nakamura got eliminated. Then Montez Ford came out, followed by Damian Priest at number 7. Number 8 was Sami Zayn. My eyes hurt because I was awake for Johnny Knoxville. And he got eliminated by AJ. Angelo Dawkins came out number 10.
Angelo Hawkins.
Anybody
else catch that?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
It was a lot of flubs.
Yeah, it was a lot. He was number 10. Almost was number 11. He eliminated Hawkins and Ford. Ricochet was number 10. Number 12. And once Chad Gable was number 13, I just said, man, fuck this. This is so shitty.
We ain't even halfway through.
This is fucking worthless. This is not interesting at all. And like I said, I woke up and it was Madcap and Baron Corbin throwing people out left and right. And Rob, you're right. You're right. Big E's, his run is over. His chance to being champion is over. And I guess he's going back with the New Day, and that's what it's gonna be. He's gonna be this goofy, gyrating fool. He might as well, whatever. I'm just gonna have to let that go. But the biggest blue ball killer in the entire arena was, unfortunately, Rob, you predicted this 100%. Brock Lesnar coming out number 30, and nobody in the arena clearly wanted to see that because it got quiet. There was no pop. It was just dead. And he came out and he just threw everybody out. And it was it. I mean, it was like a minute and everybody was gone. Randy Orton, I saw the Randy Orton pop. Randy Orton came out from St. Louis. Huge pop. A gigantic pop. That was awesome. Him and Riddle and Brock just killed it, and not in a good way. And that's what I mean. This is being forced now again. It's a real testament that The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin main evented 3 WrestleManias, and it was 3 WrestleMania matches that people wanted to see. It's not something that you can duplicate, nor should you want to. This is clearly being. Nobody was when Brock first came back and Roman was heel. Roman had Paul Heyman. That's when we wanted to have that match. And okay, we did it. We're done. But to keep dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out to WrestleMania, it's nobody wants to see it. It's not going to be any better than what they did at WrestleMania 34. It's just not. It might even be worse because people are worse now. So, unfortunately, I won't give it an F because I thought the fans did appreciate it somewhat. They like, at least they enjoyed seeing RK Bro for the most part. I'll give it some bullshit. I won't go GFY, but even though I should probably, because yeah. Blake,
I think I'm gonna go. Okay, let's back up. So I picked AJ because I thought Seth would beat Roman. So I'm like, well, they're gonna need a challenger for Seth. I'm like, what? Who better than AJ versus Seth? Big E, I guess, is on SmackDown now, so that's out. He's gonna be back to shaking his ass with Kofi. So I'm like, okay, well, this is where we can go. That's probably not where we're gonna go. I thought it was real disrespectful that AJ got eliminated by Madcap Moss. That guy is a fucking Madcap Moss. Who is he to eliminate one of the best of all time? This guy is in here with shorts and suspenders on, and this clown is going to eliminate AJ Styles. That's trash. There's hardly no surprises. The biggest surprise was Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon. I mean, come on, man. The Mox room.
Yet again, not to cut you off, but yet again, no NXT 2.0 wrestlers. No Braun Breaker, no Carmelo Hayes.
Tommaso Ciampa.
We didn't even get Trick Daddy.
No. I'm so bad at him.
That's a blessing.
I'm not sure in this match. I might have.
That's a
popped for Trick
blessing.
Daddy.
No.
Look, I'm looking high and low for. I don't want to see Trick Williams. I'm looking high and low for Tommaso Ciampa. Where is Tommaso Ciampa at? Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. Anybody. anybody. But there's no. I don't understand why Ciampa wouldn't be in the Rumble. Not Moose from Impact, not Moxley.
Not even LA.
Not even LA Knight. I was just thinking.
Why is that guy?
Not even LA Knight.
What is that guy still doing in NXT? Whatever.
He's
okay.
on the event now.
LA Knight?
Yeah.
I know Ciampa is too.
Oh no, LA Knight.
And Pete Dunne.
Yeah,
Pete Dunne too.
Like you had these people on Survivor Series, the crossover eps, so we're familiar with the names. It's not like they don't exist. But
I was at that Survivor Series. Ciampa was there. Pete Dunne was there. I seen the what? Okay. Overall, none of these people there. You get. I don't get Ciampa, but I get Shane McMahon. What? Why do I get this? Bad Bunny. Okay, cool. This. Jeez Louise. When Brock came out, I think there was. I won't say it's a pop, but people were. There was a noise from the crowd because here comes Brock. But then once Brock's in the ring, everyone's like, okay, we can go home now. You know what's going to happen. He's throwing everyone over the ring, Drew McIntyre included. I don't want to see Drew McIntyre win the Rumble again anyway. This was some bullshit. I mean, damn. Like, I really wanted more from this. You don't need Brock to win the Rumble to get to Roman. Brock can walk out there on SmackDown and say, Roman, I want you at WrestleMania. You don't need him to win. You don't need that. You don't. You could have given this to AJ. You could have given this to someone just Riddle. You could have given it to someone who could have used the push to make them into a star. I think WWE is just they want to play it safe with the names that they got. They don't want to build new stars. That's why they didn't put the bill on Liv Morgan. That's why they're not going to sit there and let someone else get a shot at it because they don't want to build new stars. They want to play it safe because they want the money coming in, and that's it. But you can't. Here, Brock isn't going to be here forever. Roman is not going to be here forever. You got to create new stars, and the Rumble is the way to do that. What happened, 2 years ago? Brock wins Money in the Bank? You don't do that. Big E wins Money in the Bank. He's champ for 3 months? There's a chance you could have had Big E win, challenge whoever, boom, you got a star. WWE doesn't want to do that. They want to play it safe. They want to, no, this works, we're going to stick with that. It's not sustainable. It's not going to keep working. I'm getting off. This match was some bullshit. It was a disappointment. I like Brock Lesnar, but I did not want him to win. It should have went to someone else.
I'm just glad somebody else is echoing what I've been saying. Go ahead, Booker.
You got it. I got you.
Okay. First, before I go into the match, I do have to throw out a prop to Corey Graves when he was discussing Maurice being married to The Edge. That was funny. That was funny. That actually put a smile on my. That was actually the first smile I had on my face all night. I don't
like Corey Graves.
I know you don't. That's why I said it, because I knew you would particularly enjoy the fact that he did such a stupid flub.
Yeah. Go have sex with Carmella.
I think he tried to. He was about to. I was so excited getting to this match. I'm like, okay. This has been such a shitty pay-per-view, but this is it. This is the reason all year I've been waiting for this pay-per-view is to watch this Royal Rumble, to see the face-offs, to see a couple surprise people come in, just to hear the people counting down 5, 4. This is, in some ways, actually some ways bigger than Mania at times. I mean, this is just that big of an event. And then the Rumble started with AJ, who I also picked to win this because I felt Seth would win and we would have a very interesting WrestleMania match between Seth Rollins and AJ. That I would pay a lot of money to see.
It wasn't just you. It was all over social media during the show. AJ's face was everywhere.
That would have been one of the best WrestleMania main events, I think, of all time. That match. Because they're both were going to bring it.
And I wouldn't have been mad.
They disrespect Shinsuke by getting him very early. That pissed me off. AJ getting eliminated by fucking Madcap Moss. Oh, I nearly screamed. That was infuriating.
It was disrespectful.
That little bitch does not deserve to eliminate anybody except Johnny Knoxville. That's it. You could eliminate Johnny Knoxville, but you should not be eliminating AJ Styles. We get to the end. I mean, even Randy Orton in his hometown, they disrespected him. I'm like, what is going on with this pay-per-view? And
it gets to the shit out of Brock when he threw Randy out.
And then it gets to the 30th entrance, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to think in my mind who's going to be. Oh no,
you knew.
I'm like, oh no, it's going to be Brock. Please don't be Brock. Please do not be Brock. I'm begging you not to be Brock. And then I heard that music. I'm like, oh fuck, it's over. It's over. Brock's going to clean house. And he just threw everybody out like they were trash, and he won the fucking Rumble. So there is, sadly, only one grade to give it. Once again, for the 5th fucking time in a row, I've never done this. 5 Fs in one pay-per-view. This officially is shittier than fucking SummerSlam. It is now the worst pay-per-view I've seen in years. SummerSlam deserves an Oscar compared to this shit. Fuck this pay-per-view. I will never watch anything from this pay-per-view except when they honored the trooper, when they honored the military. That was about the only thing all night. So I guess I will just give that match of the night because it was the only thing worth watching all night long. Fuck this pay-per-view. I do not want to see Brock and Roman. What the fuck? Nobody wants to see that. The crowd sure demonstrated it. You better put Seth Rollins in that match. If you don't, you are screwing the pooch. That match could get booed. That's how bad that could be.
Good.
It could get booed.
It's going to.
I'm trying to be hopeful that it won't, but I'm pretty doggone sure that is gonna get booed.
If they're smart, they'll do Ronda and Becky last. At least you'll get back and forth with that. That match still has some intrigue because we never got it. But the fact that you're gonna do Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the 3rd fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got 2 nights. You've got to have 2 main events. You've got 2 nights.
I don't care. One more thing I'll just say real quick. I think it was Cole that said this. Bunnies can fly.
He did say that.
Thank you. He did very much, Michael Cole. The tip of that was the cherry on the shitberg that I had to watch. Fucking F, go Rob.
All right. Well, on the prediction show, I got it mixed up and I was conflicted. I knew that either Brock or Roman would lose their title, enter the Rumble, and win it because that's what WWE wanted to go for. That's what they want to headline WrestleMania. So as soon as Brock lost, and I'll ask the panel, I'll ask the rest of you, when Brock lost, did either of you think that Brock was not going to enter the Rumble and win?
Oh no, I knew that was going to be it. That was
okay.
It. That's why it went on before Edge and Edge and in the Miz. That's the only reason it went on, because to give Brock a break.
I didn't think about it until like a minute before we got to the 30th entrant, and I'm like, "What? Who's going to be 30?" I'm like, "Oh shit, it's going to be Brock."
No, as soon as Brock lost,
I didn't. I didn't because he's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't have to win the Rumble. All he has to do is show up on a SmackDown anywhere between now and April and say, Roman, I'm whooping your ass. Paul, I'm going to kill you. Blah, blah. Cut a next promo. You got the match. You don't need Brock to win the Rumble. I'm using common sense. WWE isn't. So instead of giving someone else a shot, you have Brock win the Rumble like he has to do that. He's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't have to. Why make him do it? Same thing with Roman. If he would have lost his title, he could have came out and cut a promo and said, Brock Lesnar, I'm going to kill you at Mania. Boom, you got the match. You didn't need anyone. Those are the two biggest stars WWE has, correct? Maybe you have an argument for Becky. You didn't need either one of them to win the Rumble. I'm just trying to use common sense for it. You didn't need either one of them to win, but they had to go the safe route. You didn't have to do that. You could have elevated a new star. You could have started, hell, Austin Theory. You could have started building somebody. It's just a big missed opportunity.
And
I'm
I kind of
okay with the Ronda win because it's giving us a match that we wanted and we never got. That is to me, that's okay. And she's been gone for 2 years, and it doesn't feel this whole Brock thing is like open your mouth, take it, just take it because we're gonna give it to you anyway. Just take it.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Rob?
No, all I was going to say is that I knew as soon as Brock lost, that's the way it was going to go. It was just a matter of what number he came in.
Oh, no, I knew it was gonna be 30. Then Vince is gonna protect him every way he possibly can. And once he comes out, you know he's gonna throw everybody over. And it was so boring. It was so fast. It was anticlimactic as all hell. It was dumb.
Well, first of all, when the highlight of the match is Bad Bunny, it's a bad match.
He wasn't the highlight to me. The highlight to me was Randy Orton coming out and the crowd popping. That was
but you expected that. They're in St. Louis. I mean,
but still, and I've been at a pay-per-view in St. Louis where Randy Orton was on the show.
Randy was in and out of there.
And he got thrown out like a piece of paper.
Expect that. I guess, man.
He was in and out.
Yeah.
I guess, man, look, obviously, and I haven't even given my grade yet, but this for me is a GFY. All right. Yeah. This is a go fuck yourself. This was a terrible Royal Rumble match. We didn't have any real surprise entrants, no veterans, no like Kurt Angle's coming back. No NXT. No NXT. Big E, you had mentioned X-Pac. I mean, I would even as bad as this was, even X-Pac coming out would have been something. Okay. But there was nothing. As soon as Brock lost, I knew this is what they were doing. Now I agree with Inside Man. Brock didn't really need to win. The whole thing about elevating stars, look, let's say Austin Theory wins the Rumble. Man, look, he's not worthy of a main event at WrestleMania. He's not.
No.
Okay. And you don't build a star. To me, and I've said this, you give a wrestler proper booking, and then they have to do the rest. All right.
Agreed. But you have a whole other platform called NXT.
No, I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm not arguing with you on that.
And you didn't have not a single one of those people. At the very least, you give them some exposure and you can kind of gauge the crowd interaction, kind of see how they react. If they pop big for Braun Breaker, that means more people watching NXT. Let's put some more stuff in NXT. If they pop big for Raquel Gonzalez or even Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, even Mandy, whoever. You didn't have anybody from NXT. Why the fuck do you have NXT?
I'm not arguing that, but the design of the Royal Rumble is the winner gets to main event WrestleMania. So you have to have someone main event worthy.
No. I'm not saying win it, but have a good showing.
Well, no,
expose
I agree.
yourself.
Okay, and I'm not agreeing with that. But I guess when we're talking about the winner, if Brock doesn't win, like I would have been okay with AJ. I would have been okay with that. Outside of that, am I okay with Orton winning? No. Riddle winning? No. I mean, name anybody in the match who I would want to see in the main event at Mania outside of AJ. I can't think of anybody else I'd rather see in the main event against
you don't want to see Big E and
Brock
Seth
or Bobby, or either Roman or Bobby. I can't think of anybody.
But you don't want to see Big E and Seth.
No, not in the main event.
No.
Not in the
It
main
wouldn't
event.
go
That's
on
not,
last, obviously. Probably one of the
no, I
that's
don't.
no.
I saw that on Raw a couple of weeks ago. That was on Raw like 3 or 4 weeks ago. That ain't Mania main event.
I can't help you with what goes on Raw. It's 3 hours. They
No,
don't know
I
what to
know,
do.
man, but I'm telling you, that is not a WrestleMania main event at the biggest stadium in the country. It is not. And I'm not saying that Roman and Brock is. I don't like that match. But if you throw Seth in there, I'll buy that. Or if you throw AJ in there, I'll buy that. Somehow, some way, get AJ, I'll buy that. Roman and Brock one-on-one, I'm not buying it. But the problem with this roster is, you know, Big E, you mentioned Stone Cold and The Rock main eventing WrestleMania 3 times. And the fans could buy that because those guys are complete icons. That's an era in wrestling we'll probably never ever see again. We're definitely not seeing it now. There is no one on the roster on the level of those two, even close. Roman and Brock are the closest, and that's why they're at the top of the card.
Yeah,
There's nobody on this roster near that stratosphere. There's not.
They didn't force Austin and Rock though. It was organic, and then by the time we got to the third match, it made sense to have a third match because it was like, well, Rock, hell, I've lost. This is the only guy I haven't beat at WrestleMania.
Can I say something? This to you, Rob. With what you're saying, as far as like a position of the performer, if booked right, what about Finn Balor versus either Brock, Bobby, or Roman? If he was in the Rumble, which I don't know why he wasn't, I think someone say he's injured. If he was in the Rumble, that is a fucking megastar. He can compete. He can main event with Roman. He can main event with Brock. He can main event with Bobby Lashley. There you go. Finn Balor, that is a guy. That is a guy who could have done it.
But he main events if he's with one of those guys. If it's Finn Balor versus Seth, that's not a main event because Finn is not that dude. Roman can main event with Balor, but Balor, you know what I mean? Balor is not at a level where he can be like the main event star.
And that's true.
He's good as a main event opponent.
Yes.
But he has to have a main eventer in there with him. He cannot be the main event. You know what I mean?
And that's true. But I guess the point that me and Blake trying to get, and I really hate to use this as an example, but it's the only one I can think of. There was a time where there was no Austin, no Rock, Triple H was hurt, Mankind was gone, Taker was meh. Who they have left? They had to run with this guy. Win, lose, or draw. They had to run with this guy. John Cena.
John Cena. Yep.
Okay, but do you know why John Cena got over?
And that was a gamble.
It was a gamble, but it paid off because the fans ended up loving Cena. It could have gone either way. But
right,
Cena,
that's my point. But if you never take a gamble on anybody else, you're not going to
get
John Cena. You're not going to get another Roman Reigns. You're not going to get another Brock Lesnar. You have
Thank you.
I gave the example before. Sheamus beat John Cena for the WWE Championship in his very first WWE Championship match.
but see, there's a reason why they call it the it factor, because you can't quite place what it is that gets that person. It's a charisma. It's a draw that a wrestler has to a fan base that you can't. It's not tangible. You can't really tell exactly what it is. And I just don't see many people on this roster with that it factor. Look at Roman. Look how badly they booked him. They tried to force him down our throats to the point where, look, when he was with the Shield, he was the guy everybody wanted. Everybody said, look at that big bad dude. He's going to be something. Then when they ran with him, everybody turned on him. He got booed out of the building everywhere he went. But then when they turned him heel, now everybody buys in.
Because it's the how, not the what. And we live in a society today where we want to see the bad. If you're a babyface in WWE, I guess it's the only way I can really say it. If you're a babyface in WWE, you're kind of you're corny, you're cheesy, you get the bad promos. They don't know how to book a babyface. But if you're a heel, You can say what you want. I think CM Punk said it the best. I love being a heel, but I can say what I want. I could. Batista. Batista's a prime example. He was babyface. He was over. He would go all over the world. He was over. But that man personally said, when I turned heel, it was the best thing ever because I could really just say whatever I wanted to do. They don't know how to book a babyface.
Guys, here's
I'm
what I
not
say.
saying
You
you
know,
have to be
we
a
talked
babyface
about.
to be a star. You could be a heel and be the biggest star in the company.
We talk-
When Hulk Hogan turned Hollywood, he was the biggest thing in wrestling, and he was
the biggest thing in wrestling as a face before that.
But he got stale too, just like John Cena did.
Well,
If John
sure,
Cena ever turned heel, he would be the biggest thing in wrestling too.
All of them get stale. All of them get stale after a while.
But I think me and Blake's point is valid though. If you never, it's like the stock market. I'm not a stock market expert, but I think if you never take a gamble, you're never gonna make any money either. It's the same thing.
But you got to gamble on the right person.
They're making money hand over
How do you know
fist,
who's the
man.
right person?
They're making money. Look, we talked about.
What if the John Cena experiment failed?
But okay, I don't know what to say about that. It didn't. It was a huge success,
and
man.
it could have been a huge failure. This white dude trying to be Eminem could have been.
But it wasn't. It wasn't.
But I'm saying, but okay, but you can't just play the card that it was a success. It could have failed.
Yes,
anybody could have failed.
Well, here's my thing. You know, we've talked about Liv Morgan, and my thing about Liv Morgan is I like Liv Morgan, but I just don't think. Look, let's just say Liv Morgan wins.
This is what I was going to talk about.
World champions: Roman Reigns, made man; Brock Lesnar, made man; Charlotte Flair, to me, the still best wrestler in the world today. Liv Morgan. Guys, be real. Liv Morgan is not even talking about that category. That is a joke. It's laughable. She is not in that category. She doesn't deserve that spot.
Let me just say something here, because this is what I was actually going to mention, what Rob was just getting to. Y'all wanted Liv to win. If Liv won, we'd be looking possibly at WrestleMania being Liv versus Becky. What's bigger, that or Ronda versus Becky?
You get out of that.
I don't. Liv was not ready. Liv is not at that stage yet. She just isn't.
Pay-per-view before WrestleMania. That's how you get out of that. But the thing that y'all
Ronda wasn't even the question then.
Right. And we're not saying
Ronda just popped in the question
right now. They're not even building anybody.
Thank you.
That's the problem.
And that's what I agree with Finn Balor.
They're building Liv. She's challenged Becky. She just lost, but she had good matches.
You lose.
Everybody can't win, man. Everybody can't be a champion. You can't. You lose to the championship.
She loses every match she's in. It's just like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt rarely ever went out for the championship.
You might as well have Dewdrop win to build her up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe if they
you might as well have. Why don't you build Dewdrop
up? Right. That's how you build people. Let them win championships that they don't deserve.
Okay. Well, when Roman Reigns gets hurt, and when Brock Lesnar don't want to be with WWE, and Seth Rollins is hurt, like WrestleMania 25 we had, or 30, 32 we had, everybody was hurt. Who you got left?
Look, everybody wanted Big E. And I was happy when Big E won. But I knew that Big E wasn't going to sell out no stadiums. He wasn't that dude, but I was glad he got that spot, but he was not that dude. But they let him get it. But he wasn't going to sell out no WrestleManias.
I think you're still missing it, Rob. I think you're still missing it. You've got your heavyweight, your heavy hitters. You don't even have the people lined up to success them once they're gone. So once they're gone, you have nobody the people to have faith in because you've beaten them so much. You don't even have that.
I come from an era where you won the title when you got over. You earned your title.
I'm not even talking about the title though.
But you earned it by being over with the crowd. You were a star before you became champion. They didn't use the championship to make you a star.
And maybe that's the problem, Rob, because you're living in that time. The time is different now.
people can see who WWE believes in based on wins and losses. If you always lose, that tells me, the audience, that they don't believe in you, so I shouldn't either.
So
That's the time we live in.
prime examples, Ricochet. Ricochet hasn't won a singles match since I can't remember on the main roster.
Dude, he can't do a promo. He ain't that dude.
He
I'm not saying
either.
okay, but he is an example. He is an example. He's okay. Here, why was he a champion in NXT? His promos weren't great then, but you still had an audience watching that product. We loved NXT. Ricochet was a champion. He could get through a promo, wasn't great.
That's a startup promotion, though.
Roster. I think
it's not the same thing.
NXT is developmental.
Yeah,
but NXT was the much better show.
I agree.
NXT was the much better show.
I agree, but when you're talking, it still was developmental. But yeah, you're right. It was the better show. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is that when I look at people who can sell out 100,000 seat arenas, I don't see it in Live. I only see it in a few, and that's just it. And you know what? The champions. The only things that make championships legitimate these days is the people who are wearing those championships. There are so many championships, you take the value away from it. Okay, they're like participation trophies. Everybody gets one. There's 11 fucking titles running around if you consider the 24/7 and the Queen and King of the Ring. It's all bullshit. Okay, there are 2 world champions, male, 2 world champions, female.
I agree.
Man.
But we live in this time.
And I'm living in this time. I'm living in this time.
We're right. What I'm saying is, if you're the audience and you know how the behind the scenes works, if you lose, title, non-title, doesn't matter. You're losing. It tells us they don't believe in you. It does not matter who you're facing. You keep losing.
So why should I?
So why the hell should I believe in you?
Well, isn't it funny that WWE had 44,000 people? Here's why. Because yes, I hear so many people complain about the product, but WWE still sells out everywhere they go. They had 44,000 people there tonight. So,
but did we forget the Dark Ages? But when Austin and Rock left, because they weren't selling out shit.
No, but what are you just telling me? We live in the now. You just said that. We live in the now, right? Okay. And now they're selling out everywhere they go with Brock as the champion, with Roman as the champion, with Becky as the champion, with Charlotte as the champion. There's nobody not buying tickets because Liv didn't win. There's nobody not buying tickets because AJ didn't win the Rumble tonight. Obviously, the fans, I'm not saying everything about WWE is great. It's not, man. We say that all the time. I guess what I'm saying is that I don't see in these stars. I don't see, like, when I see Liv, I don't see a Charlotte. I don't see.
We're not arguing that. That's not what we're saying.
Right. I'm not saying
you on that. We're saying you're not building toward the future. Once Brock is gone, once Roman decides I don't want to do this shit no more, I'm gonna go to Hollywood. There is no backup. You don't have anybody that people believe in. Bobby's not no spring chicken either. He's 45.
Bobby's 45.
So, I mean, once these big heavy hitters are gone, what are you going to do? You're going back to that era where Austin, Rock, and Triple H is barely around, and you got nobody. And you're going to have to build something. And now you're really going to have to scramble and say, okay, you take it and let's hope and pray that this works again. And I don't want that. And that's what's going to happen again.
I think for the most part, we know that WWE somehow, some way always finds somebody. I mean, I never thought anybody would be as big as The Rock or Stone Cold, but then came Cena. And then now I never thought nobody would be as big as Cena, but you know, we have Brock, we have Roman. I think Seth can be that dude. I think
Seth is already starting to be that dude. I think he got a big pop.
Look, if they get AJ and they're doing the right thing, they're getting him away from Almost and just letting him be the best wrestler in the world, that's a guy who I think that can be that dude. I just don't see much else outside of that.
But here, AJ is already 43. AJ ain't gonna be there forever. AJ has like 2 more years left on his contract, and I don't see Lesnar no more.
He said he's done after the contract. He said he's done.
Everybody y'all name is in their 40s or approaching 50. Okay.
And we're talking about AJ, Broxton's
around 5 years from now.
Broxton's 40s.
Around a while.
Who?
Roman's in his late 30s.
Okay, still.
Okay, well, you have Roman.
No, they have to work.
That's it.
This is a problem.
No, I don't. Look, like I see big things for Braun Breaker. I see big things for him somewhere down the line. He's only in his 20s. I see big things for him.
The thing is, you watch NXT. 44,000 people. You think 44,000 people watch NXT? No, they have no clue who fucking Braun Breaker is.
I think some of them do. Sure,
some
of them do.
Half. I'd say half.
Yeah, I'd say half. They know who he is. They know who he is.
Should know who you got coming down the pipe.
But not when the product is so bad, Big E. Not when the product.
Not when it's NXT 2.0. No,
that's the other part.
I don't even
the product
love
sucks.
NXT, but I don't even want to watch that. It's
business. Bad. If this is your business and you have a Royal Rumble match with 30 dudes that are coming out, at the very least you can expose them to and see the reaction he gets. What's so wrong with that? They used to.
But that's what they did. That's what they did with Keith Lee in 2019.
I'm not arguing that some NXT wrestlers should have been in the Rumble. I am not arguing that. You're right. I said that. I agree with that. What I'm arguing is that putting them in the Rumble doesn't mean they all become stars. Not everybody's going to become a star.
And I didn't say that. But if you never expose your audience to everything you have, then what is the fucking point of doing it? Okay? Why make them a champion if you're not going to say, hey, this is what we're working on. He's a project. How do y'all like him? That's
obviously we're going to see
NXT for.
Obviously, we're going to see some of the NXT talent on the main roster.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting a face-to-face Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker face-to-face?
Well, some people would pop for it. Some people would be like, "Who the hell is this guy? I know who Drew McIntyre is, but who's the other guy?"
Some people didn't know who Keith Lee was, but when he walked off against Brock Lesnar, that put him over.
It did
for a little while.
It did. Now, did it make him a huge star? Well, look, the booking did not help Keith Lee.
That's the main thing. The booking is the problem here.
Right.
It's the booking. There are people that they are not booking in the right way.
And I agree.
I don't think they've booked Finn Balor very well. I'm throwing out a name I have said so many times for so many years. They have not booked Cesaro right. Cesaro has been horribly booked. The booking has been a serious problem.
I'll tell y'all this: it's not going to get any better for Cesaro. It's not going to get any better for Finn Balor because they're both on the wrong side of 40.
I understand, but I'm just naming them as examples. It's the booking. There are people that are under that the booking is killing them. So I'm not just naming them just because they're the only ones, but the booking has the problem.
The show we did before, day one, I believe, Bray Wyatt. The only reason the Fiend ever existed was because they butchered the first character he did. Because why? He lost all the time. He would come out, he would cut the best promo, and then he would lose again.
They did put the strap on him. They did put the before he was
the Fiend.
And he lost to Goldberg.
No. When he was regular Bray Wyatt, he had the strap for 1 month and lost to Randy Orton. And after that,
going into Mania,
he would just face people. He would come out and challenge people, random people, cut a promo, and then lose every single time.
Bray is one. I think
the Cena thing killed him.
Bray is one. I think that they did. The booking ruined him. I do agree. I didn't even like the Fiend. Y'all know that. I hated the Fiend, but he was over. So whatever you were doing with him to get him up, keep doing it. I hated it. I thought it was juvenile and stupid, but I recognized that it was over. So keep it going.
But even before the Fiend, the original Bray Wyatt character, we all could look at him and go, he could be a potential Undertaker replacement.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it's
agree.
because what happened? The Wyatt family got exposure. The Shield got exposure. They attacked big name wrestlers and they got attention right away. They don't do that. They don't build up to people. They don't have a shock factor that says, make sure I look at this guy or these guys over here. What is this over here? The Wyatt family. What is this? The Shield. What is this going on over here? Who is this guy Sheamus that just beat John Cena? Like, they don't do that anymore. So when that happens, you have that shock factor that makes people look at them and go, I need to keep my eye on them for the future. They're not even doing that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's my
Correct. Correct.
The WWE keeps rolling and selling out places because all of us complaining fans keep watching and keep buying tickets. That's the bottom line.
If they keep doing this part-time booking, it's going to bite them in the ass.
That's all I've been saying for a while.
Yeah,
I've never been a fan of it.
He's been saying it for a while, and it's still rolling.
It's still rolling.
But
I agree. You're both saying things that are completely correct. There are aspects also that I disagree with. I think we all can agree that you're both right with what you're saying. You're both right in what you say. There's some negatives there that I don't exactly agree with. But the thing is, in the end, people are still buying tickets. People are still buying merch. These arenas are going to continue to sell out. WrestleMania is going to sell out. These pay-per-views are going to continue to make money for Peacock at the end of the day. But they do need to start looking into the future in the next year or two, or they are gonna run into some serious trouble. So my question would be right now, is there anybody's gimmick that you would say is over?
No.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, yeah.
That is one.
He's approaching 40. And
Yeah.
There's another one. I know you don't want to say him, but he's over.
Riddle.
He's over. I know you don't want to say him, but he is over.
Do you guys see World Champion in Riddle with that character? Do you guys?
I don't. I don't.
I don't either.
I think his gimmick will change. His gimmick will change.
But the thing is, though, normally you can.
I think he's.
Remember how we were talking about Big E a year ago? We were saying, "Oh yeah, he'll get there." A year of WrestleMania, year or so. Who we were talking about that now? It's like that we can say, "Oh yeah, about a year." He got about this time frame. There was even a time we were saying Velveteen Dream could be this, or Ricochet could be this. So you put people in boxes. You don't even have people you can put in boxes at this point because everybody's doing the same shit. And it's not our problem. It's a WWE problem.
Okay, so you guys, doing the same people you think take the place of a Roman, of a Brock. Who are people you guys see? Young guys, because you're talking about the age. So people in their 20s, low 30s. Who do you guys see?
That's the problem. You wanted me to give you a name because I can't, and I'm trying to explain to you why I can't, and you're not picking up on why I can't give you a name.
Well, you're blaming WWE for it. And I'm saying some of the blame falls on the wrestler themselves because, you have to create an engaging character that makes me want to root for you.
Okay, but
that I disagree with.
His office every day, bang on his door and say, I want to do this. And he tells me no.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now, how many times we heard that? Here's a good example.
That's
Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali. Here's Ali. Here's a good countless other Chelsea Green. She's not even with the company no more. All these other people go to Vince's office. Vince, this will work if I do this. No, pal, we're not going to do that. Vince, okay, let's try this. No, we're not going to do that. If you get told no 20 times and they hand you a corny script and you say, I'm going to do this corny script and it doesn't work, then you can't get over. And I mean, here, everyone doesn't get the leeway that Seth gets, AJ gets, Roman gets. If you're giving, Ricochet some horse shit to say and he can't cut a promo that well anyway, he's not going to get over. He's not. Cedric Alexander, great wrestler. You give him some crap to do and give him a crappy script, he's not going to get over. They give these guys crap to work with and then blame them. And then blame them when they don't get over, and then release them.
All right, they don't have carte blanche to go out and say what they want. Now you can go out there and say what you want. When you come back through that curtain, though,
this is your last night at work.
Booking, I have never said that in some cases, booking isn't the problem. But I guess my argument is that just because someone isn't getting over doesn't mean it's bad booking. Sometimes they're just not good.
Absolutely.
Yes. But
sometimes when you get those crappy, a lot of wrestlers have got those. I think we all remember what Stone Cold was when he first showed up.
He's a ringmaster.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
John Cena, when he first showed up, not a good gimmick. He was just raging.
Rocky Maivia. Okay, we all
Rocky
remember
Maivia. Sometimes you're gonna get those shitty things. Now, I do agree that sometimes that shit is just bad, and you got to give them a chance a little bit. But there are just some people who don't have it. The people you named all connect to the crowd. Ricochet don't connect to the crowd like that. I wish he would, but he can't. Shelton Benjamin is a name I used to say all the time. One of the greatest wrestlers that ever wrestled in that ring. But the guy could not talk. He just couldn't talk.
Agreed.
Yeah,
But this is not a WWE. It's not a democracy. It's not, well, I want to try this. And they're going to say yes every time. Like Blake said, majority of the time you are hand-fed what you're going to go out and say, and your job is to get over. But if you don't believe in it, it's not going to get over. And fans can see through the bullshit now.
Okay, look, AEW, do you feel like they give their wrestlers more talent? And who's moving the meter there outside of the older guys? MJF is.
MJF.
And who else?
Maybe.
Page.
Who?
Adam Page.
But are they moving the meter? Like, are they going to sell out a 50,000 seat stadium?
Okay, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and Kenny and the Bucks are moving the meter over there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
My point.
I am not going to.
Older guys, and most of the guys you mentioned are the reason why they're moving the meter is because they're WWE alum. I'm talking about guys, and I know it's a new company.
It's
But
AEW, they don't even book big arenas. They don't. We came to Chicago and they with the smallest venue because they know better. They know better. They know they're not WWE yet.
Okay.
That's not even a fact. But as far as booking and far as storylines go, yes, they have more leeway than WWE. If you bring something to Tony Khan and you say, you know what you gave me, I tried, it didn't work. Let's do this. He's more likely to listen if you give him a valid reason. Vince is gonna say, no, because this is where I want you and I sign your checks. So you're gonna do this or you're gonna find another job. Or I'll just sit you at home and still pay you, but you won't be on TV, a la Ali.
Yeah.
Now, the person I was gonna use was Rusev. There was a point in time, y'all might not remember, Rusev Day was the most over thing in WWE. The hottest thing in WWE was Rusev Day. And they buried that man. So do not tell me that just getting over is all you have to do because he was the most overact in the company.
It's not just getting over.
Hold on. Sold the most merch as well. And they still buried him. He had the look. He cut his hair. He got in better shape. He was the most overact in WWE. And they still didn't book him right. So you can't tell me that they don't pick and choose because they do.
I don't believe, well, look, I'm not saying they don't pick and choose. I think they picked Roman, right? I do think out of the three of the Shield, I think that, well, look, you can argue that they picked Seth. I mean, Seth was the first one they put the strap on.
And they fought tooth and nail.
That worked out pretty good.
They fought tooth and nail to not let Daniel Bryan get over, and they just had to submit because they couldn't fight anymore.
Yes, they had to submit.
Making my point is that
no, I'm not. But they fought against it.
When your character is over and the crowd is engaged by you, then that's when they say, okay, look, like you said, he was so big and so over. They said, well, we can't, there's nothing we can do. We have to put the strap on this guy.
Look how many times they screwed him over before that.
Go back and watch WrestleMania 34. When Rusev came out with what's his name singing his intro. He got the loudest outside of Shinsuke, maybe got the loudest pop at the whole show, and they did nothing with him. So that argument is dead. When Bray Wyatt came out of WrestleMania 30, he got the loudest pop, and they did nothing with it.
The whole reason that they finally put the strap on Brian is because the audience was so behind him. WWE said, well, look, there's nothing we can do.
If you
He's
think
over.
that's what it
Even
should
though
take,
Vince was saying, I don't see money in him, the audience was saying, but that's the guy we want. And
Okay.
WWE finally had to say, well, then there you go. You got it.
But look how long it took. Look how long it took.
CM
It
Punk
took
sold more merch than
forever.
John Cena, and they still wouldn't put him in the main event.
Guys, when you're over with the crowd,
He
Vince
was
is gonna
over
go
with
where
the crowd.
Vince is
What
going to
more
go
do
where
you
the money.
want?
You guys, you think Vince is trying not to make money?
No,
If he makes stars, he makes money. I don't get that argument.
No, he doesn't make money just off an individual. Vince makes money off of TV. That's their biggest income revenue is the TV.
And if you don't
But you
have
gotta
stars
have
with
somebody
biggest
on
revenue.
TV.
You gotta have somebody that people want to tune in to see.
Nobody just wants to sit there and watch an empty
come on,
ring.
guys. Come on, guys.
You gotta
People
have
tuned
stuff.
in to watch the what do you call it, Performance Center for 6 months, and people watch that shit.
Well, they had
And they
no
still got
choice,
paid.
Eric. They had no choice.
You had no choice.
If you
Yeah.
want to watch wrestling, that's what you have to do. You had to. I didn't want to watch Performance. Did any one of us want to watch a WrestleMania without people? We had
Performance
to.
Center Mania, but we didn't have a choice,
We
man.
had to.
Okay. Y'all are making the point that you had to have people, and only certain people sell out arenas. That point is valid. And Blake and I are not arguing that. We are simply saying that you do not have, I know you don't watch baseball, Rob, but Blake and Book do. You don't have a dugout ready to go. You got 3 starters, and that's it. You need a dugout.
I'm not arguing that. Okay. Look, I don't know who the next big star is. I don't know. I mean, I see people who I like, but who do look. Did any of us see Stone Cold as being the biggest star ever? Did any of us see Cena as being a big star? We all hated Cena. Nobody saw that. Did anybody see Roman being as big as he is? Did anybody see
The Rock.
Yeah, when Rock was Rocky Maivia, did anybody see him being what he became?
Everybody.
He was a
you just
cornball.
named- Everybody you just named at some point in time was an experiment, and they don't experiment anymore, and that's all we're saying. They just don't.
Look, I mean,
And you don't have at some point you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to take a chance.
Yeah, I think you can take chances, but I don't think taking chances means, like I said, I think Liv, and she keeps coming
The
up.
Miz
because I
main
know there was a
event at
lot of-
WrestleMania.
Huh?
The Miz main evented WrestleMania.
Look,
And
you're not
won.
Don't argue that
And
point
it
with
was
me,
by
man. I thought
far-
that was the
And he
worst
won.
WrestleMania main
Worst
event
And
ever.
he won.
WrestleMania.
I thought that was a terrible main event.
And he won.
I thought that was awful. That should have never happened, as far as I'm concerned. That you're
By the
not
paint.
arguing. You're preaching to the choir on that one. I thought that was awful.
And now he's losing the Bad Bunny. Good gosh.
That goes
No,
to
I thought that
booking
was
again.
an awful main event.
So I'm saying, sometimes you win some, you lose some, but you gotta take a risk.
Well, they took a
Who
risk
would-
on Big E.
Let
Look,
me-
I think Big E could have got. I was disappointed. I thought Big E could have gotten a longer
They
title
didn't
run.
take a risk. That wasn't no risk.
That-
They said
nobody's
they
gonna
wanted
remember
to
that.
cash
Nobody's gonna
in on
remember that.
Twitter. That wasn't no
Nobody's
risk.
going to remember that.
It is a risk because you're trying. How are you going to look? Okay, so you guys, we were all happy when Big E won, but you guys never saw him as being like a dude who could headline a WrestleMania.
I did.
Okay,
Not this year,
okay.
but with time. And what I'm saying is, I think what Blake is trying to get across, we're trying to say that with the thing that AEW said when they first started, wins and losses matter. If you put somebody on TV and they just lose, this is what they do. They lose, they lose, they lose, they lose, they lose. Huh. In any other sport, do you believe in, does anybody, I'm a Bears fan, goddammit. And I know,
Hey, I'm a Broncos fan. I feel your pain. All right.
and I know that a 6 and 12 team or 6 and 11 team ain't going to the playoffs. So if I'm watching a wrestler do the same thing that my football team is doing, why in the fuck should I believe in them? That's my
Okay,
point.
but you've got so much talent on the roster. Someone has to win. Look, you've got 2 people in the ring. somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. Now, when me and Book used to watch, you would always have the stars fighting jobbers. So you always knew the jobbers were going to lose. That's how you kept the stars winning. But when you have star versus star, one of those stars is going to lose. Everybody can't win all the time.
You saw it tonight. You saw it tonight. Not in WWE. Disqualification.
Well, you can't do that all the time either.
They do it all the time.
Well,
They do it all the time.
Who would you put a risk on?
Then that means nobody's winning or losing. So obviously they don't do it all the time. They do
it all the time.
They do. If you look at YouTube at What Culture, they had a DQ counter for 2021. I can't remember the exact number.
I saw
70. It was like almost 80 disqualification finishes.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Okay,
it's a lot.
How many matches did we? Okay, 70 disqualifications. But how many matches do you see in a given year? Counting.
I mean, but that's still a lot, though.
It is a lot.
What
I'm saying is that somebody has to win, and you're saying that wins and losses matter. Well, somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose.
In WWE, they don't care. If they want to protect you, they're going to protect you. I'm saying that Vince says.
Oh my goodness, you can't have it both ways. You can't say wins and losses matter, but then not acknowledge that somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose sometimes.
No, I am saying wins and losses matter. I'm telling Vince this too. Wins and losses matter, but you keep having the same people. Okay, did I want to see Ronda? Yes, I did. But at the end of the day, that contradicts what I'm saying as far as new talent. But I want to see it. But having
and that's the whole point.
Having
you want
Roman
to see
and
that.
Rock,
most
makes
of us
good
do.
story
That's what's
sense.
Sell the tickets.
That makes good story sense. It sells tickets
because you guys sell out 100,000 seats.
And you're not going to do that if it's Becky versus Liv Morgan, but you're going to do that if it's Becky versus Ronda Rousey.
Then don't book the 100,000 seat stadium for 2 days.
No, but that's just it. Ronda Rousey and Becky is going to help sell out that stadium.
That's going to sell.
Becky versus Doudrop is not going to do that. Becky versus Dana Brooke is not going to do that.
Okay, but the argument that y'all used was Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Bayley. So not only did these 3 or 4 names that are mainstream take away from the people that are trying to come up, they took away from people that's kind of there already.
Look, if I don't care how old I am, you got to take my spot. I'm not giving it to you.
That's
you
not
got
how
to
it
come
works
and take
anymore,
it.
though.
I'm trying to get a paycheck too.
That's not how it works.
Let me ask y'all this: how did Becky come up? Because Becky was not here. Well, before that, Becky started winning on SmackDown every Friday. It was Tuesday back then. She was winning every week. She started getting cheers, Becky. Then the Charlotte SummerSlam thing happened. Then she got her face broke by Nia Jax. That was it. It started with her winning consistently. Consistent winning. That's how it started. We all watched it. She started winning every night every week on SmackDown. She started beating somebody. That's how you start building someone. You can't have someone lose and expect the people to believe in them.
But what pushed that was the crowd just solidly
But would they have been behind her
that
if she kept losing? No.
Exactly. If she was losing, the crowd would be like, well, not interested. Okay, thanks. Sorry.
But Liv,
whatever, move on.
Okay, but most of these people who like Liv, she only lost to Becky. She didn't lose to Doudrop. She was losing to Becky. There's no shame in that.
Okay, but if you ever lose to Becky 2 or 3 times, the crowd is going to get like, well, okay, we're moving on then.
Well,
you can't build new stars, especially if Becky's in there cheating to win.
But I disagree that Liv Morgan is not a star just because she didn't beat Becky. She just ain't the champion. It doesn't mean
I'm saying she's not a star because you keep her laying on her back, counting the lights, or getting cheated every single time.
Liv wins most of her matches. She just lost to Becky. That's all she wins most of her other matches.
But I'm saying, and I'll keep going back to it. Rusev and Bray Wyatt lost.
Well, those are good examples. I don't argue with those.
And lost, and eventually the crowd said, "Well, I guess they don't believe in you, so we shouldn't eat."
Well, you can believe
Jinder
in who you
Mahal
want to. Just
used
you
to
know,
be a
if you think
WWE
someone is
champion.
good,
And he came
Yeah, but
back
I think
and-
we all
Like,
know
look,
why Jinder Mahal became a
Okay,
champion.
we all
but I'm
still
saying
believe
that-
Come on, that's a bad example. You
Look,
know
look,
exactly
That
why.
proves my
we
point.
all still
He
believe in
came back and
Cesaro,
he
right?
kept losing and losing and losing. And he
But do we
became a
still? We
jobber.
all believe in Cesaro, even though he loses a lot. We all still believe in him because we can see the talent.
We believe it because we want to see it happen. It's not going to happen.
No,
Okay,
it's not going to happen.
Okay,
It's
but
just
what I'm
not.
saying is that
Cesaro wasn't even in the Rumble tonight.
No,
no, look,
it's not going to
I'm
happen.
not agreeing with you guys. What I'm saying is that I don't think. Look, even though Cesaro is booked badly, we all can still see that there is talent there.
But
And we
he's
can
not
see
going
that
to get there.
WWE is not like with Rusev. We can see the talent with Bray. We can see the talent. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, they lose, but it doesn't mean that we as fans can't see, well, man, they could do something.
But we
You
don't-
make it seem like, okay, well, now that Liv lost to Becky, she ain't shit. But that's not the case. She's still a good wrestler. She just lost to the champion.
Okay, maybe I haven't hit this home enough. Once you start losing, the fan base is so fickle that they just say, "Well, I guess you're not that person."
Well, that's the
next.
fan base's fault for being fickle.
Next,
You know, have a brain.
Next.
Have a brain. Okay, don't just be spoon fed what WWE gives you. If you think someone is good, whether they win or lose, think they're good. You don't have to think they're bad just because they lose. It's one thing if you think that, well, WWE must not believe in them, but it doesn't mean you can't still say, but I think that person could be something.
and you have a handful of people that'll do that, but the majority, no.
Well,
I mean, we'll do that for Cesaro. We sit here and talk on a podcast, once a week, 2-3 times a month. But the average person, no, they're not going. They're going to look at Cesaro like, yeah, that guy's all right. He used to be cool, but he loses every single pay per view. He
Every time he
loses.
goes
So
out.
why am I
He
going to keep
lost-
cheering for him?
He lost to Sheamus with a tag team partner. But yeah, let's believe in him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sheamus by
Okay.
himself.
Booking.
And that's
So
okay. So
that makes him. That's the point.
booking goes hand in hand with what we're saying. Booking, aka wins and losses. If you tell me somebody sucks, I'm willing to believe they suck.
see, and I'm willing to believe someone who engages me with their personality. Now, look, booking helps because we've talked about it with Bobby. Look, Bobby Lashley is probably the best recent example. When they were booking him with Sami Zayn's sisters, I could have gave less than a damn about Bobby. That was terrible booking. But what did they do? They made Bobby big and bad and mean, like he should have been. And now look, the fans were cheering him today after he beat Brock. So I
Okay.
do see your point about proper booking. I do see that. I'm not arguing that. But what I'm also saying is that the onus is not just on WWE to make you a star. To me, it sounds like you're taking a lot of the onus on the wrestler themselves to make me believe that you are this character, to engage me as a fan. Not just
Because
with
that's
your
what Vince
in-ring work, but
McMahon is
with your
going to make
character.
them do. Vince McMahon, I'm
He
just
doesn't-
strictly talking about WWE. No. That's how that works now. Vince McMahon gives you something and he says, make it work. You
Okay,
might,
so
you
even if
might,
that's true,
you
even if
might
that's
get
true,
lucky
a
enough
lot
to
of-
be a Nikki
Wow.
ASH.
okay,
To
so
be
I know,
Bray
we're not gonna
Wyatt
be able
and
to put
say,
all this
"Hey,
on.
I want to try this."
It's
I know, man, I
134.
know it. Okay, look,
It's
And he
even if
might
that's
say,
true,
"Okay, let's run with that."
even
Well,
if
most
it's
likely he's
true,
not.
even if it's true what you're saying, Vince dictates everything.
He does.
There are a
You
few
even said
wrestlers
that.
who still make
does
that. No,
dictate
I said
everything.
even if it's true. I don't think Vince just dictates everything. But
Yes, he
even
does.
if-
Yes, he
even-
does.
That's Road
Even if
Dogg.
he does,
As
wow,
Road
what
Dogg.
do you know? There are some wrestlers who still make that work and it makes them superstars. And then there are other ones who can't make it work. So there are still some who are just better than others because they're able to create a character despite all of that bullshit Vince is doing. They're still able to create an engaging character that sells merch, that sells
You don't
tickets.
think nobody's brown nosing?
Okay, yeah, that's how people sell merch and tickets. They brown nose. It has nothing to do with their
Okay.
abilities. It has nothing
You
to do
never
with their
listened
Okay,
to
skills.
the
now
It
we're
has
radio.
going to a
nothing do
different
with their
topic.
Promos. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
You never listened to the radio and they put a song on that you thought was and they just kept playing it, kept playing it, kept playing it, kept playing
No,
it.
man.
And
See,
you were
I
like,
listen to
I
music
kinda
I
it
like.
now.
And I don't even listen to the damn
I'm talking
radio.
about
I
back
listen
in
to
the day.
station
At any point
KROB.
in
I
time
listen
in
to
your life.
music I want to hear.
At any point in time in your life, because iPods didn't exist back in the day. Even I had to record off the radio at one point in time.
Well, I
Me
did
too.
too when I was like 10.
Right.
Now I
So-
don't. Now I what I do is I listen to music. I don't. Man, look, I'm older than you. I don't listen to the radio. I don't like the shit I hear
don't
today.
either.
I don't mean to be that guy, but I don't like the shit I hear today. So
I
I
don't
don't
either.
listen to it.
Neither do I.
So I don't know.
I don't know, guys.
We might not agree on this,
Time
or not,
out.
but
Time
all
out.
all me and Blake are saying is that if you
Build
don't
some
plan for the
stars.
future, there won't be one.
There will be, because there always is. WWE hasn't been around for 60
won't be
years
a good
because they
one.
don't have stars. There's always somebody. WWE ain't going nowhere, and y'all know
So
that.
you never dropped off from watching wrestling? Never?
No, I did. I did
Okay,
during the
thank
Attitude
you.
Era, but it wasn't because they didn't have stars. I just didn't like seeing, Billy.
Seeing what?
Billy. I didn't like seeing Billy Gunn's ass every week or Shawn Michaels' ass every week.
So you didn't
That's
like
why
the
I quit
content.
watching. I didn't. That's what made me quit watching. It wasn't that they didn't have stars.
So you didn't
I
have no
just didn't-
drop off, zero drop off with Stone Cold and Rock left. That's what you're telling me.
No, well, I'm trying to think. After they left, I really don't know. I mean, I really
So
don't
you
remember
wouldn't-
dropping off. What made me
I
drop
did.
off? I did not.
I
like the
did.
Attitude Era.
I dropped off for
Here's what I will
years.
say. I'll say this: the new NXT, I don't record it. I don't watch it, because you know why? Because if I continue to support it, they're going to keep feeding us that bullshit. I'm not going to be a part of them. Feed me. I'm going to let them know. Look, I'm only one viewer. They don't care about me, one viewer. But if I'm not watching it and I'm not recording it, then I know I'm not supporting a product I don't like. But we're all sitting here trashing a product that we've been doing podcasts for years on it. We're going to watch Raw. We're going to watch these pay-per-views. We're going to buy these tickets.
Well, I'm
we're
not
going to
gonna
buy the
watch
merch.
Raw.
And that's why WWE is going to keep doing what they're doing,
I ain't
because
watched Raw in years.
yeah, we all say, and Raw, look, I'm not saying wrestling is all good. I'm just saying, I think for me, blaming WWE for everything is not putting enough blame on just the fact that some of these wrestlers just aren't good enough. Not everybody is going to be good enough, and some of them just aren't good enough.
How about this? And I'll leave it here. How about this? There is a portion that is on the wrestler. Yes. You do have to still go out and perform. Yes.
Yeah.
But when your boss is Hitler, it's a little hard.
But there are still those that make it work somehow.
There are, but it's very, very few. And all we're saying is loosen up your butt cheeks and listen to the people that are close to the ground than you are and that aren't 70 fucking 5. Okay.
And I agree. But what I will say is that, let's just say Vince takes off the reins. I still think there's a lot of these wrestlers that fall through the cracks because just some of them just aren't as good.
Some
They're
of
just
them
not that
don't.
good.
Some of them ain't
Yeah,
gonna make it.
that's all
Ahmed
I'm
Johnson
saying.
didn't make. Ahmed
Not
Johnson
everybody
never
can
world
be a
champion.
star, man. Not everybody can be a champion. Not everybody is supposed to be a star or a champion. It's just,
No,
not everybody's going to be rich. Not everybody's going to be famous. It's just,
but when you
some
don't,
people are going to just be regulars.
yes, but when you don't take any chances, it's a problem, and you end up with another situation where you just hope and pray you got John Cena in your back pocket. I hope they do, but
All right.
like Book said, it is now 1:40 in the morning.
Yeah,
gotta go.
I did not know. Okay.
Yeah,
guys.
I don't even know. I'm afraid the recording will stop.
This might be like a 3-parter or something, or maybe we'll just edit out all the debate. Just do the show.
Oh no, the debate's staying. That's I'll cut out some other shit.
Okay. Well, I like shows like this. I wish we would do more shows. Or here's a suggestion I've always said. We always complain. Let's do a show where we talk about what would we do to make less fan booking. What would we do to make the product better? I think that's an interesting show. Everybody complains, so what would we do to make it better?
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Get rid of that 24/7 title.
Yeah.
You can get rid of half the titles.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're getting not right now. God damn. We're gonna get up out of here.
So you got us all wound up now. Shit. I ain't
We're
even gonna be
get
able
up
to
out of
sleep.
here. I don't even know how to exit out now. Go back and watch and listen to day one post show.
That's up and running. We got YouTube videos, trying to laugh challenges. Rob and I have been doing the pandemic Putin series. We got some. Though you laugh, but those are getting the most views.
No, I laugh because
anything.
they make me laugh. They're funny.
And they're funny and they're short. So
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are in the hundreds as far as views go. So we thank you all for watching those, and they get the most comments. So we'll
So you're
keep
saying
those coming.
farting is more popular than wrestling?
Was a show like this, maybe.
Everybody loves a fart joke.
There you go. And then, like I said, keep checking the channel, keep checking the podcast feed. Content is still rolling out. The next one, I'm hoping Good Brother can join us for NXT Takeover Chicago 2.
Oh yeah.
That's the next retrospective, and I don't know what else comes. It's 1:30 in the morning. I gotta go to work in like 6 hours. So, take care,
I got
everybody.
Niners to watch.
We appreciate y'all, and let us know in the comment section what you thought about the show, because it's very, very interesting. So yeah, let us know. Take care. thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. Thank you, Good Brother. Thank you,
Thank you.
DJ Book, for joining us tonight, and we'll speak to y'all again soon. Peace out.